everybody. Hello. I am running late on my video, guys, for the Reseller Chat this week. I apologize. If you're new here, I am loving life freely here on YouTube. I am a full-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And normally our video comes out Wednesday morning. Probably by the time you see this, it's probably going to be either Wednesday night or Thursday. Again, I apologize, but had some glitches with my internet yesterday. Everything's good now, but I was out of service for a few hours yesterday, so I was not able to actually get some things up and going like I had wanted to get this out to you on Wednesday per usual. We should be back to normal schedule after this. Sometimes things just happen, right? So anywho, let's get around to the reseller chat today, guys, and I have some interesting topics I want to talk with you all about. Before we do that, let me just give you an update on how I am doing. I'm doing really good. Since I have started my new other channel, if you don't know about what my other channel is, it is linked down below. It's called Healthy Daily Living. It's about living organically and healthy on a daily basis. Between doing videos for that, doing my 10 listings a day, plus double checking my inventory back here, doing the videos here, and just my life stuff here, I've been definitely keeping very busy. But it's been kind of nice, and since I'm no longer doing lives at night on Posh and whatnot, that time is being spent doing other things, and I'm being very productive, very productive. A lot of research at night, some resting at night, but I've been keeping very busy even though I'm not doing lives, which I always like being busy. Being productive is important to me. I do like having my downtime, but even if I'm watching TV, sometimes I just relax and enjoy a show or something. But even sometimes when I'm enjoying a show, maybe I'm like delisting, relisting, or putting up, if I've already got things on eBay, I'm just cross-posting or something. I try to be a little bit productive with some of that in the evenings while my husband's busy working on schoolwork. So I'm still getting some things done, or I'm busy doing stuff in my kitchen or laundry. You know how it goes, just daily stuff, right? But no, things are really good here. I wanted to share with you guys that I told you guys that I was not doing 10 listings a day because I've been busy going through my inventory just to make sure everything's listed. If you don't know what I'm talking about and why I'm doing that, go back a week or so and look at what I'm doing with my inventory. If you're not watching the reseller chats, you're missing out a lot of that information. I'm not going to redo all of that information here and take up time doing that. Just go back and watch the older reseller chats. You'll know why I'm going through my inventory. But I told you that I wasn't going to be doing my 10 listings today because I was relisting things back here. But in this last week or so, I have definitely noticed a drop in my eBay sales, in the last 2 weeks especially. And I'm not happy about that because normally my eBay sales were doing really well. In fact, some of my eBay sales were actually doing better Poshmark. The last week or so, if you've been noticing my sold videos, my Poshmark has been doing better than my eBay. So I do believe that is partly because I have not been putting up brand new 10 listings on top of doing the relisting on a daily basis. So I have since returned to doing that this week. I did get my 10 in today. In fact, I'm actually doing 14 a day because I'm actually scheduling 2 listings a day for Saturday and 2 listings a day for Sunday to go live. So I'm not actually having to do listings on eBay Saturday and Sunday, but I actually have listings going live. So I'm actually doing 14 a day. So if I do 2 a day for Saturday and Sunday, that means I'll have 10 listings Saturday and Sunday going live. And I won't be having to do any listings. And then Monday, what I'll do is bring everything over and then cross-post everything to Mercari and Poshmark, whatever I want to do there. So that's what I'm doing. That way, listings are going up every single day. I haven't actually consistently done that, even to do Saturdays and Sundays on eBay. So I am hoping that that's going to make a difference. So let me make a note here. So I know, remember what I'm thinking something in my brain while I'm thinking that, but I don't want to jump topics. So I want to stay on topic. Really trying hard not to do that. So yeah, I'm still going through my old inventory here. I think I have still about 1,000 pieces to go through. I have several things back here to do still. So I am still working on that. And that's making a difference, guys. If you've seen my solds, again, if you're not watching solds, me relisting a bunch of the stuff has been making a difference. So that's what I've been working on. So yeah, I'm back to listing minimum of 10 items a day. And once I'm done doing this back here with the things back here, I may bump that up to 12. We'll have to see. I know I won't drop below 10. 10 is the minimum that I want to do. And eventually over time, I would like to get to the point where I can do 12. But I would like to be able to hire somebody to do some of those other aspects of listing. And I'm not to the point where I'm ready to do that. So I will do a minimum of 10 until I'm ready to do that. Maybe bump it up to 12 if I have time. But right now, I just don't have time. Okay, so that's how that's going. My solds have been good. I just really want to get eBay back up and going. I have also made another change to my business here very, very recently, where I am now part of Reselling Nirvana. Reselling, what's his name? There's Tech and Sports and Reselling Nerva. I think that's what his name is. Sorry, Daily Refinement. That's what his name is. I'm thinking about Whatnot, because he's on Whatnot. But Tech and Sports and Daily Refinement. I joined up on their group. Since my main platform is eBay, I want to be in the back pockets of people who are really making eBay happen. So I recently, since I'm no longer doing, I made a few changes here, guys. I'm no longer using the Poshmark apps to cross-post and delist and relist. I'm still doing it. I'm just doing it a different way. And I'm not having to pay for it. So I took that extra money that I was using towards that, and I'm putting that towards being involved with this group that is really kicking butt on eBay, because I really, really want to just forge my eBay forward and really make things happen. I've already learned just in the past few YouTube things that I've been watching through this program. Oh my goodness gracious, I've learned so much already. So I'm super excited about really getting that pumped up, getting eBay really supercharged and get that going. Get to the point where that is definitely my biggest platform and getting a lot more sales going. I would still like to get to the point where I'm doing like even 25, 30 sales a day on that. But in order for that to happen, I really need to kickstart that. And I won't be able to do that unless I'm in the back pocket of somebody who's really making it happen. So instead of using like Poshmark or something like that where it's paid, my next change is I'm now using Flyp, which is completely free of charge. I'm using Vendu to do my delisting and relisting, and Flyp is completely free of charge to do your shares, to do your offers to likers, to do community shares and all that. So it's free of charge for me to do that. So I'm using Flyp to do all of that. Instead of paying for that, I reinvested that into getting tuned in with all these other eBayers that are doing that stuff. So I'm super excited about that. I'm excited to see where that goes. And speaking of Flyp, we'll kind of transition since I've been talking about Flyp. So that's my life update and how things are going there. The next thing I do want to talk about is on Flyp, you have the ability to send your items to another seller or get items from another seller and sell for another seller if you don't want to. So there's two ways to do it. If you don't have the ability to source a lot of items, you can either go on there and offer to sell another seller's items, and you get 50% and they get 50%. Typically, that's about the average. Or you can send your items to somebody else if you don't want to go through all of the trouble of doing the photographs and doing the listing and all that. They get their portion, you get your portion when your item sells, but you send it to them. So I'm curious, since I have been checking out Flyp and doing that, I'm curious, how many of you guys actually use Flyp to do your shares and your cross-posting, and how many of you have taken advantage of the opportunity to send your items to other people so you don't actually have to do the photographs and do the listing and all that, and then you have your share and they have their share? Or do you get items from other people because you source that way? Some people apparently are sourcing that way, so there's no money out of pocket. They're still selling items, but they're selling for other postures or other resellers through Flyp, so you don't actually have to do the inventory. You're no money out. They send you the items, and you do the work to list everything, and then you get your portion when it sells. So you're not actually out any money to sell items. I'm curious, tell me in the comments below if any of you use those factors on Flyp, whether it's the shares, the offers to likers, or do you sell items for people, or do you have other people sell your items for you? If you do any of those aspects of Flyp, please tell me in the comments below if you do and what aspects of Flyp you use. And my next question to you guys is, if you use the portion where you sell others people's items so that you don't have to be money out to source and have inventory, How well is it working for you? Are you making a decent income from it? I think the typical average is like 50-50 on most of those. Some people, when they're selling, they get 60%, you take 40. But my understanding is that most of it averages out either 50-50 or 60-40. If you're doing that and selling other people's items, is it working well for you? Not having to be money out to source, but still being able to sell items and just sourcing it here and then shipping things out. So I would really love to know if that's working for you, how well that's working for you compared to actually having inventory coming in and sourcing yourself and doing everything yourself. Okay, next topic, you guys. I am going to do some screen share on some of these topics just because I think it would be really, really helpful. But I'm going to do that last. The next thing I want to talk about is inventory. It's kind of a good switch over from Flyp. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I am still sourcing online, but because I'm very particular with my COG, I am definitely finding, I've already told my husband this a couple of weeks ago, I'm definitely finding that sourcing online right now has been a bit more challenging than it was even 6 months ago. And my reason why is because some of these companies are really charging up for their items. We all know already that Helpsy Source, I actually do enjoy sourcing from Helpsy Source. I've had some good items from them that I've gotten, even if the item price has gone up a little bit. On some of my items, they've done okay, but my COG, usually when it's between $5 to $8 or less, I've done well with things. But like their Everlane, I am a bit concerned that because they jacked Everlane prices up so much, they went from like $11 to like roughly between $11 like $14 a COG on each of their boxes, all the way up to between $20 and $25 a COG. They like literally doubled the price of their boxes. Now, I'm not asking how you feel about that. We already talked about that last Reseller Chat. My concern is whether or not they might start doing that with some of their other inventory. That's really popular, like Revolve, Free People, some of these other really higher end brands. If they see that people are interested in these boxes and they go quickly, are they going to double the prices on those boxes too? Because I'm going to be honest with you. And I shared this in a video of a gal who does a lot of Everlane. She does a lot of Helpsy sourcing. And she actually booked up on a bunch of the Everlane boxes before they increased their prices. She did admit on her video that she's not sure if she would still source those boxes now because of the COG and how much those items can go for now. Because honestly, Everlane, if you can keep your COG between $10 to $14, even if you sell it for $35 or $40 or $50, most of the Everlane that you get, the average Everlane that you get from what I've seen in comps, depending on the item, like pants, dresses, you can probably do a little bit better, but most pants will probably sell between $30 to $45, especially men's. I've been watching solds, and I'm noticing that solds for women's pants, even whether they're jeans or the regular pants, are selling for between $30 to like $45. Not usually seeing 50 or more. If they're dresses or sweaters, yeah, they're selling for more. But even if the COG was $25 in an Everlane piece and you can sell it for $60, you're still not even doubling your money because of the fees of the platforms and your cost of goods, shipping, and all that. You know, if you have to do your $2.02 for shipping on Poshmark, all those factors, if you do promoted listings on eBay, you're not going to be doubling your money on those pieces at $20 or $25. So my thing is I think there's going to be a lot of people who are not going to be buying those boxes because the COG is so high, unless their business model is making their COG back and then maybe making 50% of their COG. Then yeah, they'll do okay. But most people that I know that I watch videos of on YouTube, their goal is to double their money or more on what their COG was, right? I'm hoping the Helpsy Source doesn't increase, but Helpsy Source isn't the only company that does this. Boutique by the Box's COGs have been extremely high too. They just came out with another Free People, and I looked into it. I'm like, oh, Free People. You know, I really want to get more Free People in my closets. But their COG was like over $20 for new with tags items, which I can kind of get for some of their pieces, like dresses maybe. but they also had intimates in there. And there's no way on intimates for free people. I've done free people intimates through Helpsy Source. And most of the free people intimates that I have new with tags, the retail is $30. So if their COG is $20 for free people new with tags, there's no way you're gonna make your money back. You're not even gonna really make your COG back if you sell it, for even like $20 on Poshmark plus the fees and all that. You're not even gonna make your money back on those pieces. And I don't want to take the chance on those boxes not having enough like substantial pieces in there for free people, because I've been there and done that and it didn't work out for me. So I would love to know in the comments below if you're running into this also, that the COGS on a lot of these companies that we buy liquidation from are increasing their prices. And honestly, for us as resellers, unless again, you're only looking to make your COG plus 50% back on what you're making, you're really not going to be able to make a lot of money back on those pieces at the high rate of these COGS. So I am doing more research about sourcing. Also, I am going to make a plug-in here. If you do source at the bins and you are okay with sourcing for another reseller, please touch base with me on Instagram. I'm at Loving Life Freely over there also, or please comment down below. I've already had quite a few people reach out, but since I'm no longer doing lives, I can't do a plugin that way. I am doing plugins on Instagram. I'm really looking to source through other states, through other resellers who source the bins or buy liquidation boxes, and their COG is low enough for them where I can possibly buy from them and source that way also. So if you guys are open to that, please let me know, reach out to me. I would love to touch base with you and see if I can source through you as well. I'm looking for other ways to source, guys. And the group that I've been following that I just joined up with, they talk about that, different unique ways of sourcing. So since we're talking about how high COGS are on some of these companies, I would love to know your creative ways that you source. If you're willing to share those sourcing options. Like I said, I'm reaching out to even people who shop at the bins. I have a few people right now who source from me at the bins, but I really, really want to expand that list to a lot more people. Or if you buy liquidation pallets and your COG is low and you're willing to sell from your liquidation pallets, not through Whatnot, but just selling through liquidation pallets. Because I know a lot of those pallets, when they just buy general pallets, sometimes their COG is low enough where I could buy through you if you have pallets. Again, touch base with me and let me know, see if we can work out an arrangement financially works for both of us. But are you guys also running into issues with finding sourcing? I could go to my thrift stores, but most of what I'm going to find is literally mall brands or cheaper. And I have done that, and I have sold pieces like that. But I mentioned before, really want to try and keep some of the nicer pieces in my closet as well. And I really don't want to just go back to just doing mall brands. My goal has been to get away from that. And honestly, to travel 45 minutes one way, I would rather be listing a bunch of listings than spending a lot of time on the road sourcing. That's just my business model. So again, there's that. So I am wondering how you guys are being creative with your sourcing. I know a lot of people have bins in their local area. A lot of people do bin shopping. And I watch people who do bin shopping through my videos. I have subscribed to quite a few people who do bin shopping. There are times, again, where you don't get a whole lot, but there are other times you get a great haul. So again, that is a great way if you have the ability to do that. My closest bins is over 3 hours away. It's like the next state over. So that's just not even an option for me. So yeah, I would love to know your creative ways of doing that. And again, if you're interested in sourcing for me, let me know. So let's talk about eBay listing. One of the reasons why I want to talk about this is I was watching a video of solds from a gal a couple days yesterday, and she made a note that I want to make to you guys, that when you make changes to your inventory, like if you're changing your average cost of or your ASP, and you're trying to go from like 25 regular ASP on up to 35 ASP, it's going to take time for that to generate, like she talked about in her video. And I wanted to make note of this. Some people think, like, for example, if you start listing 10 items, and if you're currently listing 10 items a day on your platforms, especially on eBay, and you bump it up to, say, 15 listings a day, It's going to take time for that algorithm and that generation of increased sales and increased ASP to show in your sales. She typically sees an average of 2 to 3 months before she really starts to see a number change in her sales and in her ASP. So I wanted to make note, you can't just make changes in your business model and the very next day you see changes. It's like you can make adjustments on eBay and maybe make a sale because you're kicking the algorithm. Yes, that is true. But if you really want to see consistency and more sales or more ASP on your sales, it's going to take time for consistency 7 days a week, doing those listings in those bumped up numbers for you to really see a generated change in your sales and your ASP in those sales. It doesn't just happen overnight. It does take time for that to happen. And I kind of want to make note of that to myself and to all of us here, that when you're making those changes, it does take time to see those changes in your sales and in your average sale price. Like I said, instead of $25, if you wanted to have your average sale price be $35, you need to make changes in what you're listing. Again, it's going to take time to see those changes in your sales. So I kind of want to make note of that. It was good for me to hear her say that too, because we do want it to be an overnight thing or like within a few days or something. But it really does take time and consistent listing in those number brackets instead of 25 to 35 in your ASP. You need to be consistently listing those and a consistent number every day. You can't just do like 10 listings one day and then 5 listings another day and then 2 listings one day, 7 listings the other day. It needs to be a consistent number on a daily basis, 7 days a week, for it to really kick your algorithm and kick out those good sales and those good numbers, right? So I just want to make a note of that, especially for people who are kind of new to reselling. It doesn't just happen overnight. It does take a few weeks to really see those numbers coming through. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, let's talk about Posh Ambassador 2. It shows here beginning of April 1st, 2023. So it's been a few months now. Actually, more than a few months. It's been several months. If you're kind of new to reselling and you're kind of new to Poshmark, there are 2 steps. There's Posh Ambassador 1 and Posh Ambassador 2. According to this information here, please share updates that we've made to annual maintenance. So instead of doing qualifying for Posh Ambassador quarterly, I think, they're doing it annually now. So it says, yeah, if maintenance criteria will adjust to annual rather than a quarterly renewal period. Since launching Posh Ambassador 2 program, we have been hearing your feedback and working on ways to improve the program. And if you don't know what the criteria is for Posh Ambassador 2, you need to have 5,000 community shares, 365 created listings. You need to have made 50 sales. You need to have a 4.7 plus rating on your sales. And you need to have a maximum of 3-day shipping time. Now, I think most people who sell on Poshmark ship next day, either same or next day. I know I ship next day. I can't remember the last time, except for like a weekend or a holiday, where I ship past next day. I've been in business for 2.5 years, and unless, like I said, it's a holiday or weekend, I ship next day, and if it comes out in the morning and it comes through while I'm doing my shipping, I go ahead and just ship out that day. So yeah, that's what that is. But I just kind of wanted to make note. Again, this was back in April, so this is probably old news to some of you guys. I just found this when I was looking at the Posh Life information, and I'm curious to see if there's anything else on here. I'm curious now, since I'm looking at this, to see if there's anything else we can gather from this that's kind of new. Okay, I don't think so. Again, I was going to do the Posh Insider. Let me see if I can pull up, because they just had the Posh Insider on the news feed. Let me see if I can get it pulled up. Okay, that's just events. Okay, I was hoping to share with Posh Insider because sometimes they have some information on there, but I'm not seeing it. And again, by the time I actually got around to clicking on it on the news feed. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Today's going to be kind of a shorter video. I know last 2 weeks ago we talked about some businesses that are going out of, some companies that are going out of business. I chose not to continue to further into that. First of all, I didn't have anybody asking about it. And second of all, I thought that might take a little bit of time. And if you are curious about some of those companies, I did list off some names of companies. So do feel free to go back and watch 2 weeks ago. It was basically the last reseller chat. Let's talk about goals, guys. I don't always remember to talk about goals at the end of a video. My goal again this week is to continue doing 14 listings a day. So I have my listings on the weekend. To continue to go through my inventory over here. I've been trying to average going through between like 25 and 30 pieces a day. So it is still going to take me some time. I want to be done with that by this month. It's taking me longer than I expected it to take me, but that's okay. I just know now when I'm going through my inventory and I have solds, I know for sure that something is listed. I don't have to double check. And I shouldn't have to. So I'm glad I'm doing that. And then, of course, I do my delisting and relisting every day. I do my shares every day. I am currently looking for more inventory. I am researching more inventory right now. I have some thoughts. I had one box that I was going to get, but I went online to purchase it yesterday, and it was actually sold out right now. So I can't purchase that box. And I'm just doing more research for other options for inventory. And again, like I said, I have an idea, and I have some people sending me some inventory too. I've got one gal sending me some things today. And then I've got another gal who's going to be sorting out some things and sending me another box, hopefully by the end of the week or early next week. So I'll of course show you those items. Plus things that were actually kicked off all my listings. I am doing new listings for those items. So I have a little bit of a stack over here. So I've been slowly going through that as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Again, I want to do a plug for my other channel, you guys. First of all, if you're not subscribed here, we do unboxings here. We do sold videos here. We do the reseller chat here. I'm looking at some other things that I want to do on here. We do content about platforms. If there's anything on Poshmark or eBay or Mercari you'd like me to do a video on specifically about those platforms, do feel free to let me know down in the comments. If you want me to show you how I do my listings on eBay, or how I do my cross-posting, how I do my listings at all, my process. I'm happy to share that with you. I've also thought about doing some other videos. Honestly, I've just been so busy with the current videos, I just haven't had time. But I do hope to also even just do a video about anthropology brands. We did one about Revolve. I do want to do one about anthropology. Oh my gosh, there's so many. And I think it's good for all of us to know that, because there's a lot of anthropology sub-brands. Oh my goodness, so many. So yeah, so do feel free to give this video a thumbs up if this reseller chat has been a blessing to you. Do subscribe so you know when we're doing other content. And my other channel is Daily Healthy Living. I've already had a few of you come over there and subscribe and watch my videos. I'm got another couple videos coming up in content. And I am doing a 30-day walk challenge, which has been amazing. I'm excited to share with you guys all of that's going on with that. And just laundry soaps and other different things coming in. I did a Thrive unboxing that I'm going to be posting. Just a lot of great content. So do feel free to check out the link below and go over there and check out those videos for Daily Healthy Living, living toxic free, no chemicals, eating healthy, and all those great things, you guys. I'm super excited to have you join me over there. And guys, again, if this video here in Reseller Chat was a blessing to you, do feel free to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.